Clicking. Every strategy game has it, and often the greater adversary in these games is not your actual opponents but carpal tunnel syndrome. Lately, I've been working on a Risk like game that will be incorporating LLMs into its design. One of the things I wanted to reduce was the amount of clicking needed to give lots and lots of orders, especially in the late game. And so this video is about the hopefully elegant movement system that I've designed. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to make it so that the basic orders are very fast. I spent a lot of time on this little prototype trying to um, make the basic orders very fast to do. So movement is just left click on the thing and right click here. And to adjust the number of armies being sent, you then drag the slider on the arrow. So it's not like a menu pops up and then you need to go and deal things there. Just drag and then right click and then it automatically balances things out on the other sliders and everything's nice and slick there. Deployment. This well, I can't show that off much here because I only have one army. Let me just conquer some stuff, and there we go. So deployment, you click, you get the slider. No menu, you can just go if you want to. Go click, and then like just go between your massive number of territories and click things. Alternatively, just gonna go and get some more land here. Alternatively, you left click and hold to deploy like a continual number of units, and that's a percentage of your actual income. So this scales in larger maps. Canceling orders is as simple as dragging it to 0 or dragging deploys to 0. And turn priority, let me just go and make some moves happen. Drag from category to category or drag to select a arrow and send it to one of the different categories, or use hotkeys. So we drag here. I want these both in the first. I want these both in the second, third, start, middle, end of the turn. So that because these turns are simultaneous, everyone moves at the same time, but you can choose whether your moves happen at the start or end of a turn. So yeah, trying to make everything nice and smooth and simple. This game here is going to eventually be so this kind of like is my attempt to address the issue with the controls in grand strategy games where um, it's annoying and finicky to control lots of units in late game. And I have a few more things like AI delegations on specific front lines coming up that is going to make it even easier to control lots of different territories and lots of different units. But this is one half of the problem with late game in strategy games. The other half of the problem is, well, another major problem is the AI quality, and I'm going to be seeing if I can use LLMs for this to make the diplomacy a bit more dynamic and natural, so that you can have the experience of like playing an online game with friends, even if you're just playing alone against AI, and that might produce a interesting novel experience. Future Evan here. I did the game dev thing and procrastinated from focusing on marketing to go and do more development. So as you might have been able to tell from the screenshot that you saw near the beginning of the video, this prototype is further along now, and the LLM stuff is working. And I think it's working pretty well, so that's pretty exciting. It's very fun. I've lost against it more often than I've won, which is kind of embarrassing, but also promising for making difficult AI opponents. So yeah, so you'll see more about that probably in future videos. Just wanted to say that there is right now, at the time of you watching this, more to this prototype than simply moving things around. So that's cool. Okay, back to past Evan talking about his hopes and dreams. So that's kind of a showcase of some of the cool movement and deployment mechanics that I've been working on in this little prototype. This prototype, when I make it into a thing that's a bit more advanced than a prototype, is going to be a free thing that I give out, I think. It's because I want to share projects with people and get experience on this specific kind of development. Um, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed this showcase and kind of insights into some of the design philosophy here, trying to have as many things on the map as possible and not in menus, because menus are every menu will add another click and will add another moment where you have to search through what you're looking at to get the information you want. Maps are intuitive. Everything's just on there where it should be, and it's understandable. And you can also see all the information at a glance. And so That's why I'm doing it like that. Also, I'm doing a Risk-like game because it is a very, very simple base to build on top of, which will be good for making a polished and compelling experience and focusing on the mechanics that I am trying to improve, like the controls and like the AI. There's as little else besides the controls and the AI as possible in this, um, which is why I'm doing this as my first prototype thing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Um, and I will possibly see you in the recommended videos. Uh, if not, that's all for now. Have a good one.